Hey there everybody, it's Stuart again, and this time I'm going to be reviewing this borescope, which is available from Solid Signal. A borescope is kind of a thing with a camera on one end, and in this case, it's got a screen on the other. I'm going to level with all of you because I was not prepared to like this one. I was maybe going to skip the review on this because I really only want to review things that I can stand behind. This product comes in at a very low price, and I really didn't think it was going to be that good. I'm proud to say that I was surprised. I think that when you watch this review, you'll understand too, because there's no way that this should be this good for this price. The first clue to the quality of this product comes when you do the unboxing of it. Instead of a plain box, you get a very nice fold-over box that's a little harder to open than you'd think, with the picture of the item silk screened on it. It's really kind of nicely put together. You get plastic insert, and you can see the item itself is kind of in there. Once I got the plastic insert out, things started to go a little bit awry, but it's actually for a good reason, because I found that the cable is attached with two really nice cable ties that have kind of a Velcro-like texture. I'm not allowed to say that they are legally Velcro, but it's stuck to the cloth background of the thing I was shooting, and that made it a little bit harder to actually shoot the thing. Other than the device itself, you get these three items. You get a surprisingly readable owner's manual, a garden variety micro USB cable, and these little dudes that kind of clip onto the end of the borescope to make it easier to see around corners. They seemed a little dainty, so I really didn't want to test them, but it's a nice touch anyway. I couldn't get a really good shot of it, so here is something from the product literature. Of the side of the unit, you get a micro USB for charging and what they label a TF card slot. TF stands for trans flash, which is what they call micro SD in Europe. It's exactly the same thing. Just be aware that, as it is micro SD, it can be a little bit hard to manage those things because they're really, really tiny if you have large hands. My only real complaint at this point is that the buttons on the front are really hard to look at face on. There's no paint or anything to kind of indicate what you're seeing. So you have to tilt the device a little bit to see what it is that you're trying to look for. This image, which I've taken from the manual, will give you some idea what each button does. Once you've used the device a couple of times, you'll remember. It does make sense once you get it under your fingers. Now, of course, this is the big question. This is the one that everybody is asking. Does it work? So I decided to try it out in a couple of places to make sure it was going to do what it said it was going to do. Honestly, I was surprised. I didn't think that it was going to react as well as it did. This is an actual, real, unretouched photo that came from the inside of my disposal. And it tells me that while I thought it was fairly clean, maybe a little bit of cleaning is kind of due. This is an unretouched picture of the back of my AV receiver, because this is something else that I really wanted to use this product for. Unfortunately, my AV receiver is in a really tight area, and any time that I want to see what's going on back there, I end up using like a makeup mirror and a flashlight because I can't pull it all the way out. This promotional image is intended to make you feel really good about the optics that are at the end of the PROSCOPE, but honestly, you're putting this into some pretty dirty, disgusting places, and well, I'm glad that there's a lot of electronics in there. I'm more interested in the fact that it's durable, which it really is, surprisingly. At just over 1 megapixel, the still images are not going to be portrait quality, but they're going to show you what you need to see. And with a nice long cable, you can snake this thing almost anywhere to get the kind of information that you need. It's not just for plumbing. As you can see, it was really good for electronics as well. And my final result is I ended up having a lot of respect for this little device and not being quite sure how they managed to shove all this stuff in a durable, waterproof container with good battery life. Just goes to show the product people at Solid Signal are doing their jobs. If you're interested in one of these yourself, use one of the links above to shop for your very own PROSCOPE at Solid Signal.